Date Masamune is one of the most famous samurais during the Sengoku era in feudal Japan. He is revered not only for his leadership but also his sense of style. In this review, we're gonna look at an action figure of the one-eyed dragon of Oshu. This 1/12 scale action figure is produced by Yep Studio. They have already produced several figures of samurai warlords, and they also make military figures with soft goods. Date Masamune is a samurai warlord who came from a disadvantaged background. He lost vision in his right eye at a very young age, yet overcame the odds through sheer will and courage. He is renowned because of his sense of style and flair. In fact, his name Date actually translates to flamboyance and flair. If you're interested to know more about him, check out the Samurai Wisdom documentary by NHK World Japan and YouTube vlogs from the Shogunate and Metatron. I've put links on the description down below. Now let's get on with the unboxing. Opening the box feels like opening a gift. The main figure and the accessories are secured with foam fillings rather than a plastic case. There are no instruction manuals or any other information inside. Out of the box, the figure feels a bit light, but you can see straight away the extensive detailing on the armor and the face. There's no strong smell unlike other Chinese brands with soft goods. The armor on top of soft goods is the main feature that makes this figure stand out. You can get a sense of realism as this was based off existing sculptures and the actual armor of Date Masamune himself. These artifacts are available for public viewing in the Date Masamune Historical Museum in Miyagi Prefecture, Japan. Masamune looks like a demon with a helmet and face mask on. His signature look is the crescent moon adorning his black lacquered helmet. The armor has dark blue strings and yellow gold embellishments. The helmet, sword, and armor are highly detailed that you can actually identify the parts. You can even see patterns on the clothing. The level of detail is consistent from top to bottom and front to back. The combination of plastic for the armor and soft goods lets you experience the donning and doffing of an actual samurai armor in a smaller scale. I'm especially surprised with the details on the face. Here you can see his blind right eye, a few wrinkles, and freckles on the face and head. This action figure represents Date Masamune in his prime. The figure has a menacing but beautiful silhouette. The armor has a sense of realism but not too over the top. He looks premium except for the body's frame, which is light and feels a bit cheap. His head can turn fully on a ball joint and swivel side to side. He can look down this much and up this much on a single joint. Arms can go up to make a T-pose and has a bit of a butterfly movement. Shoulders have full rotation and the upper arms can rotate. Elbows bend more than 90 degrees but is greatly limited by the soft goods. The hands can rotate and swivel up and down. The fingers are soft and bend easily. The hand armor can be moved, the same as the shoulder armor. Torso articulation is limited because of how the armor is designed. He can only bend forward this much and back this much. He has good hip movement. Legs can move forward and back this much, and side to side this much, again limited by the soft goods. He has rotation in the thighs and the knee bend that can go more than 90 degrees. The feet is on a ball joint so it can swivel and rotate, but has no toe bend. All the armor flaps are articulated similar to the actual armor worn by samurai. At this point, some of the threads and ties start coming loose. The articulation is pretty basic, and despite having a lot of joints, the soft goods and armor actually limit the poses. The joints don't move as fluid as you'd like, while the hand pegs tend to droop and moves on its own when holding weapons. This body frame is one of the worst I've experienced so far, but it still does its job. It seems the budget all went into the face sculpt, the soft goods, and the armor. The poses will be there for a limited, although he still looks imposing and will command attention with his all-black suit and beautiful head sculpt. Date Masamune comes with his signature crescent moon helmet. It has strings to secure it on his neck, and there's foam inside to protect the head. He also has a mask that's part of the armor with elastic strings to connect to his face. He has a fabric tie for mounting accessories on the waist. He has holding hands already attached to the figure, fully opened hands, and closed fists. You also get a box containing parts to hold the helmet, the armor, and the swords. It needs a bit of assembling but nothing complicated. This way you can take off his armor and display it as if it was in a museum. The katana has black sheath with a rough leather effect while the blade is made of metal alloy. It's quite sturdy, but that doesn't mean it won't break or bend. The small sword or tanto has a similar look. He has his wine bottle, which is unfortunately flat on the backside. This one's a horn, which I guess is used for commands. He also comes with a handgun, which either came from the Spanish or the Portuguese, with nice gold and wooden parts. The gun slides easily into the holding hands, and the same can be said for the tanto, the horn, and the katana. You can then secure the accessories on his hip using the cloth string that also functions as his belt to secure the armor. Tuck in the excess so it looks clean. You can secure the helmet onto his head by using the strings and looping it on his neck. The amount and variety of accessories is good and adds playability, but I don't think I'll have use for some of them, especially the wine bottle. The horn can be used with other fantasy-themed characters, but the mainstay will be the weapons. I'm considering the armor as part of the accessories, as you can take them off and leave the figure with just the soft goods. The armor is an example of a Tosei Gusoku, or modern armor, which was popular during the Sengoku period. Here you can see the kabuto, hoate, sode, do, kote, yagoke, obi, haidate, and the suneate. Let's look at the parts of his kabuto to further showcase how detailed this figure is. The crescent moon is Date Masamune's Maedate, or main crest. The main bowl of the helmet is called the hachi. The fukigaeshi, or wings, has the samurai's family or clan crest. The mabisashi, or peak, protects the wearer's eyes from rain or sunlight like the brim of a hat. On top, you can see the Hachimanza, which translates to the seat of Hachiman, who is a Shinto deity. It functions as an air vent and is said to be where gods enter to give samurai power. The shikoro, or neck armor, protect the nape and has a laminar design. Date Masamune stands at around 15 centimeters, which makes him around 5 feet 9 inches tall in real life. Here he is with Snail Shell's bunny girl Eileen, who is a lot bigger, and Royal Guard from Savage Crucible, who's also taller and bulkier. Here's how he stands with Mafex Ben Riley and Revoltech Agent Venom, and is looking right in scale with these two. Next, here's Figma Ronin and Lance Reiter, who are obviously smaller but still looks in scale. And lastly, here's how he stands with SH Figuarts Guts and Devil Toys Ghost of Kurosawa. You'll have no problem posing him side by side with Figma, SH Figuarts, and Mafex. Now the main reason I got Date Masamune is because I wanted a nice looking samurai armor for my Ghost of Kurosawa action figure. Stay tuned until the end to see how it looks. Detail-wise, this is a top-notch figure at 1:12 scale. The fact that it's based from Date Masamune's actual armor means that time and effort was put into this toy. The soft goods may seem a bit loose, but actually bulks him up and he looks more imposing this way. I couldn't emphasize more how I love the head sculpt. I love the realism and the texture looks great. He even has old man freckles on that stoic expression. On the downside, the original hand joints are loose and the soft goods limit the articulation. There's also no extra face sculpt or expression. The main reason I got this figure was to do this. At first, I thought a simple head swap will do, but they have different hand joints so I swapped their bodies around. It made the Ghost of Kurosawa head sculpt look more menacing and now looks closer to the Bandai Star Wars Samurai Taisho line. Now, it would be a waste to not use the head sculpt, so I'll probably make a custom figure out of the remaining parts some other time. What are your thoughts on this figure and this custom look? Let me know down in the comment section below and check out my discount links while you're at it. Subscribe if you haven't already to help my channel grow. Thanks for watching. My name's Al and I'll see you on the next one.